Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so very much for tuning in. We have a lot to talk about, and it's very, very dangerous, and it's un-American when you're blaming a foreign country for your problems as a society or your political problems. There's no greater xenophobia than to blame someone else in another nation, in another country for your problems after you've already given them 20% of U.S. uranium capacity. It is a xenophobic. It is a very, well, it's absurd. We had a Cold War. President Obama and Hillary Clinton came into 2009 with a reset, a Russian reset. They then had no problem in 2010 giving access to 20% at that point of U.S. uranium capacity as President Bill Clinton, former President Bill Clinton met with Vladimir Putin. This is according to Newsweek. He met with Vladimir Putin. He had a $500,000 Moscow speech, and they paid him $500,000, and he met with Vladimir Putin. This is according to Newsweek. According to the New York Times, cash flowed to the Clinton Foundation amid the negotiations. Tony Podesta's group, the Podesta Group, the brother of Clinton's campaign manager, campaigned on behalf of Uranium One. And we're supposed to worry about what Roger Stone said to Jerome Corsi? Are you kidding me? People have suspended logic. They've suspended reason. And the new Attorney General, William Barr, has to do something. People, although there's evidence here, although there's evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, our judgment is that no reasonable prosecutor would bring such a case. Okay, first of all, it wasn't our judgment. He lied. James Baker, according to Mark Meadows and according to Paul Sperry, testified that James Baker, the guy who's under criminal investigation now, the FBI legal counsel, how bad is it when your legal counsel is under criminal investigation himself? He said that he wanted Clinton indicted. He said that Clinton should have been indicted. I was right in 2016. I have the pulse of what's going on more often than not. But it wasn't James Comey's job to judge whether a reasonable prosecutor, of course, would have. Matthew Whitaker wrote that he would have. The current Attorney General, anyone would have. But see, there you go. Although there is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, there are statutes, there are violations, not just potential violations. He's being generous, of course. He talked about 110 email chains with special access program intelligence, top secret intelligence, information born classified. And then we found out that there was classified information on Anthony Weiner's laptop. And then we found out that there was a whole lot more classified information through Tom Fitton and Judicial Watch. And then we found out that, I don't know, House panel lays out case that Clinton perjured herself. You can look at the testimony, her Benghazi testimony, where she said, well, she didn't have anything marked classified. She did. She stated all of this with the intent to deceive because she paid Brian Pagliano to transfer special access program and classified intelligence from an intranet. Say it slowly. Say it slowly. An intranet. I want everyone to write the word intranet right now. Write the word intranet. Is this mic working? Write the word intranet right now. Or don't. Intranet, yes. Intranet is good. All right. Thank you. So, how do you Matthew? Yes, yes. Ramla Farah, hello, intranet. Yes, yes. The mic is working. Intranet. so, so how do you get? So here you have Hillary Clinton, who lied under oath with intent to lie, because you cannot accidentally get transfer top secret intelligence outside of an intranet. Okay, it is an intranet, a top secret intranet. Joint Worldwide Intelligence Communication System is a top secret, sensitive, compartmented information network run by the United States Defense Intelligence Agency. And used across the Department of Defense, the Department of State, the Department of Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice to transmit especially classified information. In other words, JWIX is the Department of Defense's top secret intranet. Intranet. An intranet is a private network accessible only to an organization's staff. Often, a wide range of information and services are available on an organization's internal intranet that are unavailable to the public, unlike the internet. But she transferred information and intelligence and top secret and special access program intelligence outside of an intranet the DoD and State Department, Homeland Security, and Department of Justice use. How did she do so? How did she do so? Na 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 da 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 da. What is paying Brian Pagliano thousands of dollars to transfer? And here we have public record. It's public record information. But let's talk about Michael Flynn, who didn't who didn't do anything in terms of collusion, but allegedly lied to Peter Strzok. Peter Strzok was the guy who said, "We'll stop Trump." They have the Mueller probe full of one Clinton Foundation attorney. All Democrats, all of them voted for Clinton. No Trump supporter. And then they're like, well, Mueller's a Republican. No, he's not. He's a Republican like Jeff Flake is a Republican. And it doesn't matter. Trump is not even really a Republican. He just is his own thing. He's like the Star Trek, like you know that like the episode or those episodes in Star Trek where it's like this giant blob, this like thing, like this like thing of like gas and like, you know, who knows what it is. It's like in space and like you have Captain Kirk and Spock. They're like, what is that? That's what Trump is. Like nobody really, there is no, he doesn't have a political system. And here you have Hillary Clinton who transferred top secret intelligence outside of an intranet. And you have the country, you have every Hillary Clinton voter either completely, you have every Clinton voter either completely mesmerized, believing all of it or some of it, or just they don't care as long as it helps their cause. It's still going on also. So Roger Stone got indicted on process crimes. Where are the process crimes? Cheryl Mills deleting emails, telling someone to delete emails that are subpoenaed. Are you kidding me? Where are the process crimes with classified intelligence on Anthony Weiner's laptop, with Uma Abedin, with Brian Pagliano and Justin Cooper and all these people? Where are the process crimes? Where's the special counsel? So, yeah, I do believe, this is my opinion, my viewpoint, and that after the Mueller probe, Trump will pardon Roger Stone and Michael Flynn. You didn't have to work with Russia to defeat Clinton because in 2015 in The Hill, The Huffington Post, and Salon, I stated she would lose. Thank you, Lorraine Shelby. Thank you. And she lost. By the way, to my super chat, thank you so very much. You give me every incentive to rock these live streams. Thank you. Roger Stone and Michael Flynn did nothing. And they've tried to intimidate and hurt these people. Now, Manafort, well, and Papadopoulos did nothing also. Manafort, he purchased an ostrich skin jacket, and he was just, you know, he engaged in criminal activity. Fine. But it had nothing to do. They have the media. The media, this is the media. You can't talk about money flowing into the Clinton Foundation and uranium, actually uranium, yes, being sold to the Russian government. That is off limits, ladies and gentlemen. Don't you understand that's off limits? Don't you understand that's off limits? You can't put two and two together. So if Obama presides over a uranium sale, if Obama says to Medvedev, oh yeah, on a hot mic, Wingless Angel, we love you. If Obama says to Medvedev on a hot mic, oh yeah, I'll have greater leeway to do what I need to do when I win the election. And then President Obama on CNN says there's no way to cheat a general election. I mean, it's like this is, they are at this point right now, without the Mueller probe, Democrats are absolutely nothing. They rely on Twitter and the Mueller probe. Let's just take, if you took Twitter out of the equation, where would all these Democrats meet? Like, where would they? What does the Democratic Party stand for? Like Trump voters and President Trump, they don't need Twitter. You don't need Twitter. You don't need Twitter. If you vote for Trump, you want a good economy. We have a good economy. You want Americans being brought home from never-ending quagmires. We're getting that. You want peace between North and South Korea. We're getting that. And then people say, oh my God, look what he's doing in this one Latin American nation. No, it's not the same. Look, just do a little research. Go to 2010. Just a little research. Or 2011. That was 2010. Just a little 2011, sorry. Just do a little research. 2011, military intervention. Little research. NATO. Is there NATO being, are there NATO jets being sent to one Latin American nation? No. Are there U.S. military? Is it a U.S. military intervention through NATO? No. 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 I'm against it if it's the the NSA or CIA or whatever. But it's not the same. People are so thirsty. They're so dying to make everything morally relative. Then they're back to Trump being a racist. There you go. And watch my RT Crosstalk appearance. Same thing. Same. They have not stopped. These are the themes. Trump is a bigot. Trump is a threat to national security, and he's just a horrible human being. It's never stopped. That's all they do. That's all they can do. Thank you, JB and Walter. Thank you. That's all they have. There's nothing that you can really, like, there's no tangible critique of Trump without a normal rebuttal. You have a situation where people are believing nonsense, and they're allowing the FBI and they're allowing a whole bunch of, if you just read the 2011 military intervention in Libya, this is just, this is President Obama presided over this. He led this. and it was Clinton who pushed for it. And it was a whole lot of weaponry used. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a changing of a regime, not what's taking place in one Latin American nation. If I say the countries, YouTube policies, they're all over the place. So just whatever. You know what I'm talking about. 7 years after Obama's worst mistake, and then it talks about Libya is just a complete failed state. Destruction is rampant. This is a CNN article. But I mean, again, Democrats look the other way. Obama admits that his handling of the Libya war was his worst mistake. But not that it was unconstitutional. So this is an opinion article, and it's true. It was unconstitutional, but again, there's nothing. Has Trump even presided over something like Libya? No, he hasn't. I mean, this is a North African nation. We're focusing on like something happened somewhere, and it was a person wearing a MAGA hat, and oh my God, and you see, human beings do things for their own reasons. I was never, ever a proponent, and I am not of, see, I don't even want to say certain words because like YouTube, policies, but okay, the holy book of any religion. If people say, this holy book made people who are extremists in a certain religion do something, I disagree with that. I don't, because anybody is going to use anything as justification to commit horrible, horrible deeds. That same holy book is also used for justification to commit to do a lot of great, wonderful things. Could it contribute? Sure. But is that the reason? No, it's not the reason. President Trump is not the reason people have done bad things, because people do bad things. People have done horrific things under Obama. They did horrific things under every president we've ever had. If you decide to do something bad, that's on you as a human being. It's not on anybody else or anything else, unless you're part of like some kind of cult. Then there's some kind of, if someone is like trying to convince you, but still, I mean, Charles Manson, yeah, he went to jail. So did everyone else who committed those horrific, heinous atrocities. You can't just blame the cult leader. And Democrats say, oh, well, trust the government and it, trust this, trust that. And if you do anything bad, if it's a Republican doing anything bad, it's definitely Obama. But if it's, Keith Ellison being accused of, something, terrible, well, let's not talk about it. Let's just focus on Kavanaugh. Salome, hello. It's just, it's really, where we've reached a point where it's like peak insanity. They can't continue it. And we need William Barr to begin his Strzok probe. We need Lindsey Graham to start the Clinton email investigation again. It's 2019 again. We'll go into 2020 still talking about Clinton emails, because you cannot have a functioning state with top secret intelligence funneled out of the country. It is, the unique hope. Okay. You know what the hope should be of everyone? Public record evidence. Like this. There is evidence of potential violations of the statutes regarding the handling of classified information, FBI.gov. This is the press release. Rollcall.com, House panel lays out case that Clinton perjured herself. Oh, and here we go. I mean, if you're Roger Stone or anyone, just it's a May 14, 2015 interview with Emily Chang and Kim.com. It's a Bloomberg article. The Mega Upload founder who faces charges of copyright infringement said the WikiLeaks founder will take aim at Clinton. Julian Assange, Kim.com, Julian Assange will be Hillary Clinton's worst nightmare in 2016. This is a May 14th, 2015 article. What happened? Did they take a time? Did Kim.com take a travel in time? The entire Russian hacking myth is obliterated and just dismantled by this one article, a Bloomberg article from May 14, 2015. Julian Assange will be Hillary Clinton's worst nightmare. Well, how did he know? How did he know? How did he know? How did he know? George Rivera Jr. Hopefully Barr will be what Sessions wasn't. Exactly. George Rivera Jr., thank you. Let's hope. Salome, merci beaucoup. Thank you so very much. Thank you, Salome. Thank you. George Rivera Jr., Salome, thank you so very much. Yeah, I mean, look, at this point right now, William Barr, he understands that. I think that he pretty much knows. He pretty much knows that if you don't flip the script somehow, it's going to be an uphill battle. Barr might be friends with Mueller, but as long as the person is named other, as long as I hear another name other than Sessions, I'm fine. Sessions was practically like lovers with Mueller. Like, I'd rather have friends than, Ken, thank you. I'd rather have friends than, And anyway, friends in DC, it's not like, friends, like you have friends, you have family. That's not the same thing. Their version of friendship is just political connections. That's it. I mean, Trump and Hillary Clinton were friends for decades until recently. But I mean, you have a situation, Salome, thank you. And George Rivera Jr., I agree with you. Thank you. The Barr will be confirmed. Okay, regarding that, regarding the Inspector General, I don't know what. There's an Inspector General, Justice Department, so I don't know. Finding of misconduct by two senior. I don't know what exactly it's talking about. So, thank you, Matthew Galter. Thank you, I appreciate that. I don't know exactly what it's talking about. So, believe me, I would love to. I would love to discuss. I would love to say, "Oh my God, it's on." But the IG report could very well be like the bogus IG report for the FBI probe, where they're like, "Well, we couldn't find evidence, but of course, there's a whole lot of evidence." Child of Yah. Roger Stone, he does too. Roger Stone he's the man. He's the man. I mean, a lot of it's self-induced, but it's hilarious. Rachel wins. What do you think about I think it's horrible. I think they're not worried about Medicare for all. That's the thing. That's their thing. It's like I'm trying to be super super safe in terms of YouTube policies, but I'll just say this. Your only goal as a Democrat, as a Democratic Party, is to further this type of thing. It's not for Medicare for all, because Medicare for all requires a sacrifice of taxes going up, both corporate and personal. And something like 50+% of Americans get health care from their jobs. So, and not everyone wants Medicare for all. That's another interesting thing. Not everyone wants it. The polls that say, 80% goes down to 30% if they just find out, their taxes go up. But then the Mercatus study says double to triple. So there you go. The self-induced part is the puffery, so to speak. So Barrecho wins. Thank you. The stating, Stone never knew WikiLeaks. He exaggerated. Okay, so I think Stone's actually very heroic. I think Roger Stone is very heroic. I think Jerome Corsi is backstabbing him, betraying him beyond belief, because both of them seek attention, and Jerome Corsi is like, his whole thing is like, well, let me say that Roger Stone told me something. This is what they're not worried about actual yellow cake uranium being shipped out of the country, or Hillary Clinton stealing and taking top secret special access program intelligence. That's all you have to do is just publicize that. If Mueller goes after you, just read that. There you go. Brian Pagliano, 4 years of emails missing. Top secret special access program intelligence outside the United States government. That's within the FBI press release. If the American public knew the ramifications of that, it would be game over. And also, if the American public knew, so Barrecho wins. Yeah, I think that there's certain things that are a little bit beyond. I don't know. It's written in such a vague manner that the most horrific deeds could take place. The law is there. So, but see, that's what they're worried about. The Democratic Party has about 2 or 3 pillars that they cling to. That's it. There's 2 or 3 pillars. They talk about climate change. Obama presided over the greatest domestic oil production of any president ever, oil and gas production. Clinton purchased the Steele dossier. She outsourced CrowdStrike. And CrowdStrike, I just can't believe that. I mean, President Trump very likely is allowing all of this to take place because he knows at the end of the day, he holds all the cards. What needs to happen, ladies and gentlemen, is they have to flip the script. The shoe has to be on the other foot. You cannot focus 2 years on nonsense, absolute nonsense. Two years were focused on poor Hillary, on emails that show corruption. Where is Bernie Sanders saying, yeah, I was cheated? Where is this guy, Bernie Sanders, saying, oh, yeah, I was cheated? He doesn't have the integrity. He doesn't have the courage to say, oh, yeah, it's true, I was cheated, and Russia had nothing to do with cheating me. The DNC cheated me. So focus on that, Democrats. You cheated me. How do you do that? How can you live with yourself when you've allowed the country, you were part of a system that allowed the country to descend into what could be a very chaotic situation? The people, the imbeciles who think they're so intelligent, are the the more they know, the more they are given in terms of information regarding the fact that there is nothing. The more they realize that there was no Trump Russia, the more they double down. They would much rather become rabid than actually admit that they were wrong. So, I mean, that's the thing. It's just so. Um, so William Barr is going to be confirmed, I believe, next Tuesday. And they don't need. The great thing about this is Barr doesn't need any Democratic support to be confirmed under rule changes that the Democratic-led Senate adopted in 2013. Only a simple majority of senators' votes are needed to confirm a cabinet nominee. There you go. There you go. So he doesn't need anyone's votes. It'll be next year. William Barr is going to flip the script. He has to. He has no choice. He has to. He has to flip the script. He has to flip the script. And then they want to speak to Matthew Whitaker on February 8th. Ladies and gentlemen, if they ever did what they had to do as responsible citizens, and I'm talking about eventually Clinton will get indicted, but if they ever, a special counsel, could you imagine the level of criminality with legal statutes being broken? It is so obvious to everyone the Clinton Foundation is a money laundering scheme. Money goes in and favorable treatment takes place for people who give the money. That is a direct correlation. We're talking about what Stone said to Corsi and this is gossip. Roger Stone is being implicated from gossip. And some of it has to do with what he said to Corsi. Are you kidding me? That's why Jerome Corsi's like, stabbing him in the back big time. It's like that song, Backstabbers. The best part of that song is I don't even be home, but they still keep on calling because like the wife's at home, which is hilarious. But I mean, that song was made for people like Jerome Corsi. I mean, like, here's a guy who, I mean, I don't really know much about him. But here's a guy who's like, oh, yeah, we're going to drain the swamp and talk about the deep state. And he was, of course, one of the Q pushers also. Oh, yeah, QAnon. And in 2 seconds, he's now a tool of Mueller. There you go. There you go. And if you have that, like, look, all they need to do is talk about special access program intelligence being shipped out of the country. That's it. If you publicize that, it's it. They have like this enormous platform. Stone should also. But if Jerome Corsi really cared, he wouldn't have. If he cared about Trump, if he cared about the country, he wouldn't have just stated nonsense. Oh, well, Roger Stone told me that WikiLeaks, WikiLeaks never needed either of them. Why would WikiLeaks need 2 people on YouTube? Why would that even be an issue? Why? It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It makes no sense at all. It makes no sense. Like, why would they had already disclosed hundreds of thousands. Why would why would suddenly they need two people? And the best thing is also it's like no they have no evidence of anything. There's no evidence of anything Trump did. Nothing. Meanwhile, Clinton committed numerous crimes. And you have one of the agents saying, we'll stop Trump. Like, what more do you need? This is like, I see reality, you see reality. Everyone sees what they want to see. It's like, it's just, it's the more they realize, the more people realize that the Mueller probe is absolutely nothing. The more they double down. AKA, hello. It's just, I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, if heaven forbid Michael Flynn or, if Roger Stone, if any of them face any legal repercussions, Trump is going to pardon them. I talked about RBG too. So there you go. It's just never ending. It's never ever ending. It's never ending. Lyle Bud. Lyle Bud, yes, that's why of course yeah, I think though a lot more Roger Stone than Corsi. I don't think people really know Jerome Corsi on the left, but Stone, yeah, the Nixon nerve. He goes like this. It's like, and I just was listening to Roger Stone on he was like, yeah, I did that to Parabiology 101. Biff. One day that'd be looks like they probably have some great ranges there. Parabiology 101. Okay. I've been working on my Bernie. This is Bernie in 2020. I just want to thank everyone for giving my campaign money and donations. And please write your checks to the Democratic National Committee, and I'm sure they will give me the donations once they've looked over the money. But nonetheless, I am endorsing once again Hillary Rodham Clinton, or Kamala Harris, or Beto, that backstabbing Beto O'Rourke. Basically, I'm going to endorse anyone who cheats me. So rest assured, when I'm fighting the 1%, I can tell you that whatever happens, I'm just going to go Democrat. That's it. So basically, if they launch an ICBM in my direction, I'll vote Democrat. Pretty much anything that takes place, I'll tell people to vote Democrat, even if they don't have a Medicare for all bill, even when the Messiah comes a millennium from now. Because as we all know, it's better to talk about it than actually draft any legislation. We wouldn't want anyone to hurt their fingers drafting any legislation. Sean O'Brien. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see what's going on. So, I mean, it's like, it's going to be really interesting when William Barr is the Attorney General. Could you imagine if he actually does this job? The media is going to, like, they're going to try their best to clown him, but, like, they're going to be clowned. Because they're going to be like, oh, yeah, another Clinton email probe. Oh, yeah. More classified emails. Oh, who cares? Everything's going to be like, oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, stupid. Oh, yeah. We're so smart. Oh my God. Twitter. Oh, the snark. They're going to just drown in their own snarkiness. Ha. Odish. And not getting his lie. You remember that? It was apparent to me. Oh, is it? John O'Brien. Trump. How on earth will I get a discount on beef bourguignon on Fridays with the CIA in Langley? Oh, yes, it was CIA. CIA in Langley. What you don't know is that I'll just use my friends to get the discount. Mueller's. They keep like the snark. Like, can you like? Twitter is like this real. It's basically Hades, but above ground. It's basically like this cauldron of insanity. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much to my super chat. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, we will be back. And please, if you're watching, definitely check out HA's Second Amendment. Definitely check out my RT Crosstalk segment. And check out HA's Second Amendment. It's right here. And this is the best. It was 44 Magnum Super Red Hawk. The best. If you click to 1810, minute 1810, you will see an amazing grouping right here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you. definitely click HA Second Amendment. And thank you, Mona. Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful evening, and I will see you very soon. Make sure you get all the notifications for this channel also. Thank you.